Have you have you sleepwalked before?
No, I have that, bro.
Man, it's wild. It's wild. I saw this video, was it last week,
Mm.
where this man was doing and it's like he's been quote unquote hearing sounds, right, in his house.
Yeah.
Um, like
He
loud noises,
caught
right, in his
himself,
apartment.
and
Walking
he
down the
didn't
stairs
know
and just
what the cause
banging
was. Okay,
the
so
door
he set up a
repeatedly,
Ring camera,
freaking loud.
bro,
It's
to
like,
see
and
what causes this loud
this
noises
phenomenon during the night,
sleepwalking. That is.
come to find
Uh,
out, it impacts like about 4% of adults. You know, I mean, man, I don't know, scientists, they don't really know exactly why this really happens. But in some studies, they've kind of understood that it could be linked to genetics, right? Or sleep deprivation, specific medical uh, medications that someone may be taking.
yeah.
Um, that causes this neurological imbalance in the brain, because it's your brain is basically, when someone is sleepwalking, it's like your brain is basically, to put it in terms where someone could understand, is basically active. The better one part of your brain is active while the better part is asleep, right? So basically, you're not conscious when whatever you're doing occurs, right? You don't have no recollection of what's going on. And that to me is freaking wild. It's wild because I've heard a lot of stories where people have done some really crazy stuff. Some people may end up like, I've heard stories of people waking up in their neighbor's lawn, like in their front yard. I've heard people just say they took a car, bro. They took a car and drove while asleep.
That's crazy.
They had no recollection of that at all. And then unfortunate stories where murders were occurred, and they had absolute no recollection of the event, which I find really crazy. It's sad. It's sad that some people go through this in their life. But I feel, I suppose that's why, or some folks, I feel this is kind of linked to, in my opinion, I feel it's also linked to not just insomnia but apnea. I think if I'm not mistaken, apnea is like when essentially you can, I don't know, it's insomniac. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Have you heard of the word insomnia?
Yeah, I heard it for like I think those basically can't sleep. Like
Uh,
yeah, problem
it's,
sleeping basically.
Bravo. It's trouble sleeping, and also the fact that you can basically sleep anywhere, right? You could just sleep just like that at any place, any spot, at any time, right? Like your body basically doesn't, like, you're not aware, you don't care, like your body doesn't really care about where you sleep. It just drops and sleeps on the spot, anywhere. And it's quite unfortunate. A lot of people go through that, but I feel personally it could also have links to, you could, if you have that, you could also sleepwalk.
Yeah.
So personally, I'm not a medical expert, but if I feel all this has to do with intense high level of stress. Um, and it could be a bit genetic. It could have genetics involved in it. But if someone wants to get rid of this, I feel, because put on the armor, we talk a lot about improving your spiritual health. right?
Yeah.
Growing daily spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel on a much personal note, if someone who's listening to this and going through sleepwalking, it's highly essential that you as an individual should find calm and peace within yourself. Whatever, whatever stresses you out, whatever puts you on the edge or just keeps you on a tense emotion in your day-to-day basis, you need to just stop everything. You need to stop everything, like basically pause the world around you. Like
Yeah.
um we say pause the world around you because it's like it's like your body going at full throttle speed, right? It basically can't keep up. The mind keeps on racing. The mind keeps on racing. Why? Because the body the body can't hasn't have a time to properly relax. Could be various things, studies, you know, the pressure of school, pressure of work, basically not being able to have proper rest, like legitimately not being able to rest, you know? So I feel it's really essential once you have noticed and the situation just keeps on getting worse and worse, right?
Yeah.
It's critically important that you stop everything before it gets worse. I mean, it's for your own good, right? Before it gets worse, you have to stop everything and just leave. Take absence, because this is a health issue. You can't be like, oh, well, um, don't worry, I'll figure it out along the way. It doesn't work that way. You have to literally stop and pause the world around you and essentially just find peace within yourself, find calmness. If you have to go in nature to heal, take a retreat and heal. Treat yourself, treat yourself with peace and change your scenery. Change your scenery, find peace within yourself, and create an environment of calmness, I would say,
Yeah.
right? Because I feel it's critically important to create the environment you're in plays a huge role and a huge factor of how you're going to have an aura, so to speak, of calmness, peace, and just tranquility overall. So deep meditation in like finding yourself in a calm state, in a calm state. I'm talking about pausing the world around you, right? If you have to shut down calls, do whatever you got to do, because this is a health crisis. People go through this um, and don't know how to solve this problem. So it's peace. It all comes down to internal peace. If you don't have internal peace, and the mind is always racing, you're stressed about this, you're stressed about that. It could be relationships, it could be work, um, it could be stressing about the future, right? The future that you haven't seen yet, but you're just so stressed about it. All that plays, I feel, a primary role in causing sleepwalks. So you just have to pause everything and prioritize your health. It's
Mm.
critically important, and the world is heating up rapidly, and people are now starting to see stuff happening. I said this the other day that our realm, our realm is heating up, right? And people are gonna see a lot of climate change. But you know, when climate change is talked about, it's like it's sort of like the people link it directly to what the media is talking about. Um, with the climate change and just how the atmosphere is changing and it's causing rapid change in s- our basically our day-to-day life, and we get to see that um, with nature being harmed daily. But all this either ways is I will not say planned, but more so in time due to, again, our planet heating up. And why do I keep mentioning our planet heating up? Because the veil between our realm and the spirit realm is slowly but surely merging and intertwining with one another. What does that mean? It means now that things that people thought were myths and legends and whatnot, mhm, you will start seeing it more and more and more. Uh, Again, anyone who watched the series Stranger Things, yeah, that show wasn't that far off. I would just say that much. Yeah, I'm sure you're well aware of the show. Um, it it depicted exactly what I'm describing. Um, but obviously, it's folks take it as just fiction. But yeah, this you can't look no further than no need to look further than what's been going on now in the media with like spacecraft and out of this world technology with speed with certain crafts and um creatures in the woods and whatnot. Wild kids go missing and on one location and then found miles away, totally unharmed, after being searched for days and days, right? So there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things happening. A lot of creatures are stepping into this very realm. And the thing, I've heard this so many times. Say, oh, we have these telescopes that can uh, shoot up all the way to space, and you could capture incredible images. But yet, cameras can. Well, here's the thing. I want to say this and be very, very clear. This beans, um, when you pick up your phone, and because it has the highest pixel or whatnot that it could be able to like capture. So this way, you have sharp HD uh, footage. Yeah, it still doesn't guarantee you capturing clear footage of what you're actually seeing. Or when it gets incredibly blurry, it's why is that? It's because these creatures don't operate in the same frequency that we do. Their frequency is so high than ours that it disrupts the footage and gives clear blurry visions. So that's why whenever people complain like, oh, I can't believe it's something like, for the most part, it's due to the fact that they operate at such a high frequency that it disrupts the frequencies and the pixels of the phone. So this way you don't get to see a clear vision. But yeah, it's heating up, and I know people may not take this seriously. It's okay. It's okay. Uh, it's not to scare people. It's more so to keep people aware because um as time progresses, um, a lot of phenomena are going to take place that are due to take place, unfortunately. But uh, that's why I feel like social media, and the news outlets are you know, having this claim of climate change and how the ice, Antarctica, they're all melting up and whatnot. But this is all planned. This is all meant to happen because we're in a we're in a situation right now currently where the world is literally heating up. And the more it heats up, the more these creatures are stepping out of their realm and stepping into this realm. And now they're gonna make themselves much more apparent, you know. So that's why sometimes, oh well, this is well, I don't know if we could talk about that, but I'll just give this example and we could move on to the next next topic. Whenever you see hmm, whenever you see folks, um, and there's a lot of people, right, who have talked about this,
Yeah.
who they like they swear, right? They swear on everything they love. Or like they put a hand on the Bible, right?
Yeah.
And they're not even religious, but that day literally can change your life because can you imagine talking with one person, right?
Yeah.
Could be just random, could be at work, could be at the supermarket, grocery store, right?
Mm.
And you're talking with someone, and bro, this person's eyes goes full blown black, like nothing, nothing, no eye, no white eye, no nothing, no pupil, nothing. It just goes pure black. And this person is not always wearing contact lens or anything like that, right? It's not Halloween, but it just goes completely black, right?
Yeah.
Or they see like a reptilian kind of like eye. This is not by accident, you know. Gradually, certain certain people are shifting, and certain creatures are officially revealing themselves. You know,
Mm.
people who you thought were just normal people are starting to shift and actually show you who they really are. You know, hey, it's wild, but it it happens. People see this on a day-to-day basis, but they're so scared to talk about it because, like, first off, who's gonna believe them? You know how crazy this sounds? But this is put on the armor, right? We're episode 9, and hey, we're here, right?
Mhm.
We're here. This is what it's all about. So, uh, yeah, it's it's keeping people aware and just I don't know. It's more so whoever gets to listen to this, just know that we get it. You know, we here. You know, if no one believes you, trust us, there's no story that is so far out there, you know. And if there is one that is way far out there, I'll check it because I've been doing this for a very, 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 very long time. We practically grew up into this stuff like this, uh, talking about the spiritual realm and whatnot. So yeah, trust me, we get you. You know,
Yep.
it's wild. Speaking of our planet, a couple of cities in Europe got a blackout.
Oh yeah. I heard about it.
Oh, it's insane. Like people literally was scrapping. They started panicking. They thought it was a huge cyber attack at first.
Mm.
Um, but I watched the news and they said it was primarily due to I think overheating of the systems, if I'm not mistaken. Again, we talked about how the our temperatures is heating up, how our planet is heating up. And they double checked and and they found that it was just like overheating of the systems. But this affected Spain, it affected Portugal and a city in France close to those countries.
Yeah.
This had transportations stopping, builders, business builders just like shut down entirely, and people were just panicked and just started withdrawing money and whatnot. And it just got me thinking. It just got me thinking, bro. You see how easy it is to shut down a society? You see how easy it is to shut down a society, especially a society that is heavily and you know we can't come from Sweden, right? Sweden is heavily involved in on the internet, right? Everything
Yeah.
revolves around internet. Like their day to day, they living is revolves around internet. So you know nowadays, man, if war was to take place, there is absolutely no way that uh, it will be with guns. The guns should be the last option, I suppose, in a situation where it's like a invasion, right? If there's an invasion, all a country needs to do is to literally just hack their system, hack the system or shut them down and create a blackout. You know,
Mm.
a huge cyber attack that will essentially stop the entire country. So that's why you know it's uh it's of huge importance that countries try not to um, base their life around the internet, I suppose, that much. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we need the internet for a lot of things, obviously. Marketing and business in general, they all revolve around it, but at some point, there has to be a certain amount of respect revolving around um, distribution, because without that, without the I would say the primitive way of handling things, then if we're so dependent on the internet to the point where you see how the rise of AI now, like everything is being automated and whatnot, and you base your whole entire business around the internet and whatnot and AI.
Mm.
If this was a very clear example of what happened in those countries now, this is a clear example of what could transpire. Uh, in just a second, everything could just shut down, you know? So it's just people need to be mindful about that. Governments need to be mindful about that and just keep watch. And I feel have the best security possible because it's interesting. I started picking up on cyber security. So it's really interesting when it happened. I was like, wow, coincidence, because I'm actually studying cybersecurity. So yeah, it's important to secure your system and firewall as much as possible. So, man, well, man, oh man, the Bucks, the Bucks are officially um, out of the playoff run,
Mm.
out of the first round. Um, man, I just want to, because I watched the match, right?
Mm.
And it was a fight. It was a fight to the very end. Went till overtime,
Yeah, I heard.
right? Yeah. Man, them guys, they gave it. They tried. They tried.
They lost at one point.
Yep. Yep. 118 to 119, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Huge effort. Um, much respect to the guys. They tried. They tried their very best. Now, what threw me off a bit is like it's so weird, bro, that in the final game, like your team is playing for their playoff career to stay alive, and Doc Rivers, the coach of the Milwaukee Bucks, finally put a rotation that actually works. It actually works, right? And oh gosh, you know? I, I I try my very best not to put blames on coaches because sometimes we the players make things really tough and make the coach look bad, you know.
Yeah.
But in this case, bro, man, it was it was it was when I saw it and I saw how efficient um uh, the starting five was. Um, you got AJ, you got AJ in there, you got Giannis, you got Bobby Portis, you know,
Mm.
uh, Trent Jr. was there, you know. Oh, it's just man, it's it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. But what's what's crazy is just the father of Halliburton. Like, bro, how are you gonna take the shine off of your son's win, who had, who had you know, a decent play to end the match and give his team the victory, right? And instead of you celebrating with your son, you just taunting Giannis right in his face. And Giannis, anyone who knows Giannis knows, bro, that dude doesn't talk for real. And he's just there to do his job and skedaddle out there,
Yeah.
right? And he's just taunting him and saying, "This is what we effing do and whatnot," and hoisting the like a towel of his son's face in the face of Giannis. I'm like, dude, what the heck is wrong with you, bro? Giannis had a word with him. Um, he he yeah, he made sure he let him know that what he did was uncalled for,
Mm.
right? And yeah, I think what Giannis did was really good because this way because Halliburton Senior be wildin'. He really be wildin'. You know, it's not like he's done this exact move before, right? But he's been let's say annoyingly vocal. You know,
Mm.
I won't say it's passionate and whatnot, but I mean, you know, when you end up making the whole um situation about yourself rather than your son who had, you know, a victory,
Yeah.
hard fought victory, and make it about yourself rather than your son and his team, that's when it becomes really weird and awkward. Um, so, but yeah, after this, especially when Giannis did, um, he'll be sure to, yeah, stay at bay. Yep. Anyway, that's it is what it is, man. You know, keep on moving. This has been episode 9 of Put On the Armor. I'm your fam, Adrian, and I'm Ellen. See you guys, or hear you from us on the next one. Peace. God bless.